Well, welcome back once again. In the last video, you remember we came up here to the New Hampshire farm site and started poking around barns, and we found a amazing box full of old bottles. Well, I'm here with Ann again today, and we're going to go up there and poke around some more and show you some more old bottles. And I think by the end of this, we'll have some more metal detecting and other things. But yeah, let's take a look up the stairs here. We'll turn the camera around here. Well, this is the place that we showed you last time. And over here in the corner is where all the old bottles were, and this was even more full before we pulled a bunch out. But this is what we call the carriage house. Some old maple syrup buckets over here for sap. A bunch of old cast iron cauldrons and barrels. This farm's been in the same family for over 200 years. And so much of the original farm stuff is still here. So it's always a discovery to be made in an old farm like this. All right, we're going to get to digging around in the box and we'll show you some more. Well, Ann and I were here moving some things around, and we found this neat old box here. Mass Chocolate Company, Boston, Mass. And I believe that is Juanita, their mascot, right there in the middle. Very neat. Nothing inside of it. Yeah. Take a quick look at the box of bottles before we get started again. Here it is. If we go way down in there, you see how deep it goes. See if we can get the perspective. There's more labels too. This goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And the other day, we just poked around a little bit because we didn't expect to find it. We had no real plan. Today we've got buckets for carrying them down stairs with handles. We figured out a place where we're going to store them safely so they're not all stacked on top of each other like this. So yeah. There's a really neat old cauldron here with legs on it. There's like 3 cauldrons up here. There's another one there, and another one upside down over there. You can see the hump of the base. All right, well, we're gonna keep on poking. Stay with us. Here's the chocolate box again. Looks like it was shipped to a company in White River Junction, Vermont. Had 30 cartons of some sort of chocolate in here. Very cool. We got another light to help us out here. All right, well, let's dig. Found this old wooden lid, and it appears the text is backwards. I'll have to do an image flip on this so we can read it. All right. Well, we have light and everything else, so here we go. I guess we'll start just by pulling some of these off the top we had from last time. And this time we're going to move them around so we can safely tuck them away so they're not stacked on each other. So, let's see. I'll just stack them on the floor, and Ann can work her magic. I think we'll, any interesting ones we'll take down outside and get a good look at them. It's Melon's infant food. I think we saw that last time.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we filmed it. There we go. Get it for the camera. Melon's food there. That was mouse house.
In there.
A lot of mouse houses in this bunch, but they're all quite old. think we have any current residents. A schnapps bottle or something like that. I don't know. Charles E. Moody Company. I think it's coffee. Yeah. Had a paper label on it at one point in time. Right there.
What's on the other side?
Oh, yeah. The doctor is here.
Yeah. That's my phone.
Moody's Morning Glory brand coffee. Charles E. Moody and Company, wholesale distributors, Boston, Mass. Perfectly pure, strong, aromatic, healthful. There you go.
Healthful?
Yeah, coffee's good for you.
Right.
Nice warranted flask here. Whiskey flask, clear glass one. Don't know if it has any embossing on it. Oh yeah, warranted flask right there. That side. See that?
Yep. Right.
Does that say melons? Got a wider mouth on it. Yeah, melons food. Let's see. I'll show everybody. Bring it down to about here for them to see it. Camera the way I place it is. Somebody used it as a shaker. See, they punched some holes in the top. That's neat. Cool. It's a wine bottle of some sort.
Dark green or brown?
Yeah, it's a dark olive. You can see the
Yeah.
color there. The kick up in the bottom. It does feel like everything gets older as you go down deeper. In the last video, we had a bunch of these too. I don't know if this is the same company, but there is some embossing on these. But we had some with labels. Yeah, that is the same company. Even Company, Providence, Rhode Island, and they had these labels like that. Extra dry ginger ale. There's a lot of those. There's one they still make this today. Listerine. Had a little cork stopper with a loop in it. Lambert Pharmaceutical Company. Another neat pharmaceutical bottle here. Henry K. Walpole and Company, Philadelphia. I would say that's probably 1880s, 90s. Up to the turn of the century, maybe. Here's another label for us here. C.P. Herrick, drugstore, Tilton, New Hampshire. But, yeah, there we go. See it now. All of the information that was handwritten is gone off that one. Some of them you could still read. It was kind of cool. There's an oldie for you. There's a shoe fly whiskey flask. A little pub-sized flask. Is that a crack? No, it's a big bubble, actually. I don't think there's a crack on that, is there? There might be, I'm not sure. It's a neat bottle. I like that one. Alright, let's see here. Another thing they still make today, Vaseline, right there. See that?
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it's got the old label right there, Blue Seal Vaseline. New York. Chesborough Manufacturing Company. 1876, but that's going to be later than that. That's when they founded. Here's another label. Oh, it's coming off though. We're going to have to be careful with this one so you can glue it back on. Let's see here. Astoria. I've heard of that before. That's in French, I think. Or it's French and Spanish, possibly? Maybe it's all Spanish. Oldie. 1880s, 90s, turn of the century. Yeah, I'm not sure what sort of booze was in that one. It's a fancy bottle. They call that a lady's leg style. neck for obvious reasons. Another shoe fly style flask. This one's a clear one.
Still a long way to go.
There is. Here's a long way to go. I see some neat stuff though. I see another one of those cased gins popping out.
Was it full up to the top when we?
It was
first-
about. It was maybe 8 inches from the top, something like that.
Wow.
Not completely flat all the way across, but
Nothing flat about this.
no. I don't know if I mentioned it to the people on the video, but when I was in my teens, I spent all my time roaming around in the woods looking for old dumps to dig bottles. I think you did some of that too, Ann, didn't
Yes,
you?
I sure did.
There we go. That's a nice melons label on the lid. Melons food for infants and adults. So when you can't chew anymore, you get yourself some melons food, evidently. I see some older bottles sticking out. Another warranted full pint whiskey bottle there. Is that a clear or an aqua? That might be a key mold on the bottom. Makes it a little older. I'm not positive about that. I'm not an expert on bottles by any sense, but I've been around them enough to know a few things. Oh, another label here. Shake well before using, right there. Harvey, registered pharmacist, Belmont, New Hampshire. 1927, that was filled. The date on there. It has the instructions on how to take it. The doctor's name there. Neat. C.P. Herrick, Tilton, New Hampshire on that one. Oh, there we go. Boston, Mass. Queen Olives.
Tough shape.
Chatham Packing, Boston, Mass. That's the company that put it together. Neat.
Nice.
Here's another one of these cased gins. Oh, I see a neat label coming up soon here. Oh, yeah, I heard some broken glass down there too. We've seen a bunch of these from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Cased gin. These were shaped this way to fit into a certain style of box, from what I understand.
Somebody liked their gin.
They did. All right, let's see here. Here's a little label peeking out at us. Looks like I thought I saw a label. Maybe I didn't. Oh, it is embossed, however, which is neat. Let's see. Sewing machine oil. Yep.
Huh.
Sperm sewing machine oil. So that was from a whale.
No kidding.
Yeah. I'm guessing they don't use that anymore. That wouldn't be good for whales.
Not this one.
Oh, there is a label. I thought I saw a label. A little bit of a label. It's just very dark. It's falling apart. See Boston, Mass. There, but the rest of it's sort of hard to read. Syrup of hypophosphates, fellows. Seen those around before too. Not sure what hypophosphates were. Not sure I want to find out. Alright, here we go. I've been looking at this one for a minute or two. Ah, we found one of these the other day, but the label is much worse than the other one. Walsh's No. 4 Whiskey out of Boston. And what mold do we have? Maybe a turn mold bottle. All in one piece. Nothing wrong with that one. Nice one. Another big case gin here, along with some acorns. It's got a nice label with the anchor. See that nice olive green color. Some of them are a little more ambery, but that's a nice olive. Not sure how it's coming through for you. Oh, here we go. That's a nice one. I'll show you this one to you here. This is a local one for us. C.P. Herrick, druggist, Tilton, New Hampshire. Right there. Yep. Those are definitely more of the rare birds when you find the local ones. Worth saving. Definitely. Oops. Careful, John. All right. There's a 3-piece mold to that right there. You can see the mold seam. That would have been an old beer, perhaps. No label. Got a funny little manufacturing flaw right there. That's not actually a crack. It's a bubble that burst. See that? Neat. Big clear case gin. These are pretty much all from like the Netherlands. There we go, another Herrick Rugged bottle. Nice. Herrick is one of those local names too. I knew some Herricks growing up in my hometown, not too far from here. Well, we're at our second site of the day here at Joe and Jenny's, and our first interesting thing of the day appears to be a jewelry piece of some kind. Let me try and focus that for you. I can't tell what that picture is. Must have been part of a belt or a bracelet or something like that. Copper, I think. Came up around a 55. So it could be brass, I suspect too. But yeah, I don't know. We'll keep trying to figure that one out. All right, let's keep looking. All right, well, we're going to keep these short because I don't know how much room I have left on my phone for space, but just had an 80 something signal, and this popped up. It's a little pin of some kind. I don't know if we're going to be able to see anything off of this. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure. Let me brush that off. Be right back. I don't know. Well, it's not pretty. Can't quite figure out what it is. With a high number, though, it makes me wonder if it's got some silver to it. I don't know. It's interesting. It's got some lettering around the underside here. More like a mount of some kind. There's no pin. It does say something. I don't know. If we figure that out, we'll put a picture in the video for you. Well, it's been a while since I've been here. I came here for the first time earlier this summer, and I can't remember what was said about this area, but there may have been rumors of a cabin or something here. But I had a not great signal here just now, and that's something round popped out of the hole, and looks like we have a button. Okay, I was wondering what that was going to be. It's like a little Tomback button. Excellent. So there's your proof of age. It could have been something here. I just pulled up some lead and those other little pieces we just had. So I don't know if any of those were as old as this. Maybe the lead, but late 17, early 1800s or something like this. Little cuff button. Nice. Well, I'm on to about my fourth button now. So I think we have a little bit of a hot spot. A couple Tomback and one I'm undetermined. That might be another Tomback. But this has a big old shank, and it is a pewter button. I don't see anything coming through on it. Hopefully I can keep it from flaking when I get it home. I don't know. See if I can focus that a little bit. Better light on the situation. I don't know. Can you see that okay? Get other stuff out of the frame. Maybe that'll help. Big shank on that. There you go. Yeah. Pewter button. Cuff size. Pretty neat. Old spot here. Keep looking. And I didn't film this here. We have a 3-tined fork. This is part of it too. I'm not sure how that would have fit in, but very primitive looking fork. squirrely stuff. All right, let's keep looking. All right, well, it's getting toward the end of the day, and there's a lot of junky signals in here, but I found a lot of buttons. I think I'm up to like 5 or so now. And I keep saying, please, please, a coin or something. We may have something. We may. We have something green. We have something green right there. Haven't touched it yet. There it is. Right there. Button? Another button? Oh no, that's a coin. That's a coin. Alright, well, that makes my day. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. It's like a half-penny size or a large cent size. Alright, give me a sec. Let me clean this up. Alright, folks. Well, what we have is a copper. Looks like a British copper. And I think we have Britannia right there. And move my light away so I can flip this over. And there he is. I think it's going to be George, but he looks a little thinner than George, doesn't he? Who came before the Georges? Charles? I don't know. I have to look this one up. You can see him there, though, can't you? Not bad. I'm going to have to make sure I don't lose any of the surface on this one. Yeah, all right. British copper. Can't beat that.
Oh yes, now let's take it home. That's all.
I said, beep beep.